Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 14. As Jamaica continues to pursue a credible economic program, the country has received another vote of confidence, this time in the form of a $60 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips and IDB President Luis Alberto Moreno signed the loan agreement on Friday at the bank's headquarters in Washington, D.C. The loan is the third tranche of financing for the Public Financial and Performance Management Program, which is aimed in part at strengthening fiscal discipline. This is among government's strategic priorities for the 2013-2014 financial year. At the signing, Mr. Moreno said the IDB was satisfied with Jamaica's strengthened fiscal management, adding that the government had taken a very important step in having the international community gain more confidence in the country's economic stability. Dr. Phillips expressed Jamaica's appreciation for the IDB support over the years and expressed the hope that the country could continue to count on the bank. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is calling on communities to help the government to fight against predial larceny.
Predial thieves must know that eyes are always on them. We have to be able to deal with this serious challenge in the area of agriculture.
Mrs. Simpson Miller was speaking at the handing over ceremony of land titles to 68 residents of the Ebony Park farming community in Clarendon on Friday. While pointing out that issuing land titles was part of her administration's social inclusion policy, Prime Minister Simpson Miller asked the new landowners to take care of their properties.
The building of viable and sustainable communities also requires discipline and the exercise of social responsibility. That means commitment to proper maintenance of the community infrastructure and other assets.
$52 million is to be spent on the rehabilitation of inmates in the correctional system, including juveniles, and to address legal and human rights issues. The money is being provided by a delegation of the European Union in Jamaica. $10 million will be spent on the Rehabilitation of Inmates project and $21 million on combating impunity. Another $21 million is earmarked to implement a project called Strengthening the Role Played by Civil Society in Jamaica in Promoting Human Rights and Democracy.
It is the hope of the EU that by addressing some of the underlying causes for crime and violence and improving access to a delivery of justice within Jamaica, there can ultimately be a reduction in the perceived need for capital punishment.
Greater focus will be placed on primary education to meet the challenges facing the education sector. That commitment came from Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry, Elaine Foster Allen. She was addressing a special forum on primary education held at the Jonestown Primary School as part of its centenary celebrations recently. The event featured interactive presentations on topics such as parenting, children with special needs, nutrition, the new curriculum, and educating boys.
This is groundbreaking, and we're going to continue to do this, as I said before, in the interest of education, in the interest of exploring ideas, in the interest of coming up with solutions to some of the things that challenge us.
The Ministry of Health is advising persons to practice good hygiene to limit the spread of influenza. Persons experiencing flu-like symptoms are encouraged to stay home and take regular influenza medication until they are well. Anyone who experiences severe symptoms, such as vomiting, diarrhea, or difficulty breathing, should visit the doctor immediately. In a statement, the Health Ministry said Jamaica had been experiencing a few sporadic cases of influenza, including the influenza virus subtype, which has caused death in some Caribbean islands. Up to Friday, October 11, Jamaica had recorded 3 cases of that influenza virus subtype. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the ministry and other stakeholders will be ramping up their surveillance systems.
Our systems automatically chip in to do the necessary checks. If we find that it is becoming outbreak in any of our neighboring countries, we automatically have a command center that comes into play.
And finally, the body of the late Portmore Mayor George Lee has arrived in the island ahead of his funeral this Thursday. The late mayor's body arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport Monday morning. Mr. Lee, who died on September 29, is to be accorded an official funeral on October 17 at the Power of Faith Ministries in the Portmore Town Center. In the meantime, the public will be able to view Mr. Lee's body at the Portmore United Church Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. An evening of tribute is planned for Wednesday starting at 4 p.m. at the Portmore Heart Academy, followed by a wake. And condolence books are now open at the municipality and the Greater Portmore Primary School, with another to be opened at the Portmore United Church on Tuesday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.